Let's just touch on Tuesday first of all. Was that kind of the season summed up in a 90-minute period?
Yeah, it probably was, to be fair. I think, as crazy as it sounds, so many sort of positives to take away from it, but ultimately, the disappointment of the result and what went on within the game just sort of summed how things have been. With obviously an injury after 5 minutes or so, or 10 minutes or so, when he had to come off, Adam. To go through a second concussion like that obviously means that he's going to have an extended period out of the team, and then to sort of play so well, should have gone ahead in the game comfortably in the first half with the chances that we had. Then to see an absolute bizarre refereeing decision that still it's got to be up there. I've been in football a long time. It's definitely in the top three. And then to have the disappointment, I suppose, of losing another centre half 5 minutes later to listen, there's no disputing that was a penalty, but to lose the player as well was difficult. And then to sort of top it off in a way is that the spirit the players showed and the performance they showed, going down to 10 men and creating 2 or 3 really, really good opportunities and still not being able to score, like you say, pretty much has been a summary of our first 20 games this year.
You touched on Adam Jackson there. Is he missing for the weekend then?
Yeah, he's going to be missing for a while, and to be fair, I don't know how long. I mean, obviously, he has to go through various tests, and the protocols basically tell you that if you have 2 concussion injuries in a short period of time, then obviously you've got to take it really seriously. And we're not going to see him for 2 or 3 games.
And I guess that's equally or even more frustrating, given that a player who has had injury problems this year anyway then gets 2 sort of freak concussions in the space of a month, and then you lose him for that as well.
Yeah, again, like it sums up where we're at the minute, and it'd be easy to sort of throw the towel in and feel sorry for yourself. Criticism is part and parcel of what we do in the sport that we do, but ultimately I think, there's a lot of things that's transpired against us, whether people like it or not. And I feel sorry for Adam because he's worked hard to get himself in a position where he can play Tuesday, Saturday. I think it was only a few weeks ago that we were trying to protect him and, only really playing Saturday to build up his sort of stamina and endurance to be able to cope with that. And he did that, and all of a sudden now he's had to miss the game because he's been brave and he's put his head in the right area at the right time.
It was Jamie Robson who was also involved in that incident. Is he okay? He's not had any sort of delayed concussion or anything?
No, he's not. Listen, I don't know how much it affected him because his performances have been okay since he's come down from Scotland, but it fell below what he would want and what I would want, and he knows that, and he'll come strong again. But fortunately, he'll be available, he'll be a part of the squad for tomorrow.
And has everybody else come through Tuesday okay?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I think obviously, we had to, and we knew that we'd have to sort of bring Liam off at half-time. I suppose it just sort of shown in the game. He grew in the game, and I think in the last 10, 15 minutes of that first half, you've seen the impact that he was having in the game. And I think hopefully from a long-term point of view, bringing him off clearly was the right thing to do, because obviously the amount of time that he's had out now, and hopefully he can get beyond those 45 minutes on Saturday and get closer to 90 minutes. And then it won't be too long before obviously the likes of Liam Bridcutt obviously being involved and playing for us and being able to complete the 90 minutes.
Is it kind of a hoping to get into 60 minutes tomorrow, or you hopefully might complete the full game?
Hopefully we'll get more out of him. Obviously, he's a very experienced player and he knows his body and he knows what he can and can't do. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, the way the game's going sometimes dictates those type of things, and adrenaline can kick in at any time and does kick in quite regular. But, yeah, we'll have a sensible conversation at half time and try and sort of figure out how long we're going to give him.
And in terms of your options at centre back for tomorrow, pretty limited given what we've already discussed, and Joe Walsh as well. Do you know kind of what you're looking at for your centre half pairing tomorrow?
Yeah, I do. Listen, I know the team. I know the team. Like, my focus was, on what the team might be, could be, given obviously the circumstances we've got. My focus was on that straight after the game on Tuesday. I think we're in a position where we have to, as much as frustrated we were on Tuesday, we have to forget it pretty quickly. Take the positive out of it in terms of, chances we did create, and hopefully we'll create the same amount of chances tomorrow. Because if we do, at some point someone's going to get a tonking. I do believe that, because we've been dry, obviously, in terms of scoring goals this year, and scored nowhere near enough. But ultimately, I do think at some point they will start hitting the back of the net, and teams will pay for it.
Is it a case of patience and just waiting for that moment to come where the ball does start hitting the back of the net, or are you looking at things that you can change between now and January?
Well, we've changed a lot, really, to be fair. Obviously we've tried players in various positions. We've tried sort of various formations, whether that's one up top, two up top, three up top. On Saturday, Tuesday, we were really aggressive with our approach. We were the front three, so it's not for the want of trying, I can assure you. I mean, the one thing, obviously, it's been difficult is being able to, I suppose, bring in new faces. Obviously, we're not able to do that till January. If you look at the forward players that we've had available for the games, the percentage of what we've had available to what we've got is, it's next to nothing, really. When you look at the likes of Anthony Scully, Tom Hopper, Chris Maguire at times, twice early on in the season. It's been quite difficult to get a run of games for the players that you probably expect to be in the starting 11.
How is Anthony Scully? You touched on him there. How close is he to a return?
Well, he's still a couple of weeks away. I mean, there's an outside chance for Doncaster, but realistically, it's probably going to be like the MK or Rotherham game.
And just finally touching on Cheltenham tomorrow, I mean, they have a tough result midweek. You're hoping that you can go and capitalise on a slightly potentially dented confidence after Tuesday's result.
Yeah, I mean, there's clearly going to be a bit of a wounded animal, so to speak, because obviously, nobody likes losing 5-0, and especially on your own patch. So I expect them to sort of come out of the blocks and get after us, especially with obviously the fact that they know that we've got a very makeshift team. But having said that, like I say, there's believe it or not, even through the group of games that we've had to come through, and the frustrations that we've had, there's an air of confidence within the group that we can win this game, and I think we're all really, really looking forward to it, and it's an opportunity to get those frustrations out.
And just finally, how have you assessed how Cheltenham have kind of adapted to League One as a newly promoted side?
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly the first half of every season, when a side's been promoted from whatever division it is, certainly from sort of League 2 to League 1, and I know from previous experience, you're still on a big high. The momentum's with you from your promotion from the season before, and Michael Duff's done a great job there, and obviously I think that I think he'll be looking to sort of add to that and guess and go again beyond January. But I think that will be the big test. Once you've got that first half of the season out of the way, and people are aware of what you're about and how you perform, that will be the sort of big test that they've got coming up in January onwards.